efficiencies that exist, and it's their comfort zone, and that's where they hold it. But with now building your new efficiency, is it really needed? And would it be, is there opportunity to have an API, maybe into Portal or something like that, where you don't have to have that paper or Excel spreadsheet? I'm not saying that it's eliminated. My thing is when we are solving problems, you need to evaluate it. Is it actually a tool efficiency that you need to build, or is it a process efficiency, or is it and more than likely it's a combination of two, right? So I'm anxious once I finish to hear your explanation there of the Excel spreadsheet. And I mean, this is right, there's true anxiety, there's downtime. I'd actually like to have you guys spell out the different options that are out there if you have seen them. And then what it is actually costing the school system as a result of this inefficiency. Make sense? Keep in mind that if you're going to be presenting to an investor, that whole tightness in storytelling needs to be there. It is so obvious you guys know your stuff, and it's brilliant what you're putting together here, but I think just really, pull that story in and, yeah, like you were saying, 60%, like that is a huge amount. Quantify that, and then also for your future, look at how that is built out in that presentation. Show us what that looks like instead of with words, because those are very, I will tell you, you get all of that nailed, school system better buy it for me, right?
I think it's brilliant, and for me, I really love that you solved the problem from two different vantage points. You solved it for you as the student, and you solved it for your guidance counselor too. And for me, that's just amazing to be able to really have both perspectives and bring it together. I agree about Excel. One thing that you'll find, Microsoft was really good about becoming the main operating system, and so then they said, well, we're just going to make it so that you use all of our applications way back 20 years ago. And so Excel is just a standard business tool that a lot of people use by default because no other option is presented to us. So to Robin's point, what can be even better? And once you learn how they use Excel, could you give them something else that even makes it easier?
Yeah. They're describing the tool that they fixed the problem with.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they only have a hammer and they need a Phillips head screwdriver. Okay? So what you're doing is you're trying to give them a hammer because they're asking for a hammer. They don't. What they really need is a better tool. I am education software, and one of the pieces that I haven't even begun to try to figure out is course scheduling, students' course scheduling. It's hard, okay? And it is, when I was 5 years old, my dad brought me to New York City with a box full of computer cards. He was the principal of a high school, and he was bringing those computer cards to IBM's big computer in New York City to figure out schedules. And then in my MBA, I actually was playing with an AI software programming to try to figure out, have the AI actually figure out course scheduling, because course scheduling is hard.
I've seen some things.
There are very few competitors in this marketplace because nobody wants to do it. Literally, nobody wants to do it because it's really hard and it gets them screwed up easily. Mostly it gets screwed up easily because of people. And there's two issues. One is you can either design your course infrastructure based on supply or based on demand, right? So if students need like a certain English or a certain science, do you really know what they need as a school, right? My would guess is they don't really understand what the students need, because if they can't even schedule them, they don't know what they need, okay? So that becomes a real resource issue for schools. I don't know how many English teachers I need. I don't know how many science teachers I need in a certain subject, right? That's one problem, okay? The other problem is, so I have if I'm a principal or a superintendent, I have a supply issue based on the fact that I don't really even know what my demand is, okay? And hopefully I'll just put out enough stuff and there'll be enough classes where I jam people in, and sometimes some classes are small and some classes are large, am I wrong?
No.
No, yeah. Or I have a demand problem where everybody wants a certain class because it's easier, or because it's more interesting, or because it's better, or because it's in the afternoon, right? So, you know, you have that issue as well. But at the end of the day, once you choose your class, and it gets more complicated in college where you know, I don't want to get up at 7 a.m., when can I get at 1? Once you choose your class, you've got to choose your schedule and your resources and your demands. Now, you guys use Focus as your learning management system, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that what screwed up the scheduling? Do you know?
No.
I don't believe so. I think it's completely separate from that, because I know that we have a paper form that we're sent at the very beginning of the year where we make course requests based off of that.
To my knowledge, I know that they removed one class that a good amount of seniors took, and that was after they had figured out all the scheduling.
Mm.
And-
So, one of the things, right, is.
So that's a supply issue.
Yeah, is show your pain, because you guys have great pain points, right? And you can really show that visually, oh my gosh. But consider looking at even a step further, the administrative side, that is, what is the counselor feeding that, what are their demands that actually could be making that whole process and system clunkier, right? Or maybe it's just misinterpretation of needs. But what are you doing for your testing as far as your product?
Well, we were having both the administrator use it, like mock versions.
Perfect, okay.
And we are having students test it out to see whether or
Okay,
not
perfect.
it actually works.
Okay,
And-
perfect.
When you describe the pain, you're describing it from a student perspective. Guess what? Students don't get to make those decisions.
Right.
You have to describe the pain from the decision maker's perspective. Who has experienced that pain? Guidance counselors experience the pain, but is it really the principal's pain? Is it the superintendent's pain? What are the costs associated with that to quantify that pain to a certain extent? If I'm a superintendent, does your package help me identify what school resources I need, what teachers I need, what classes I need, what students are looking for?
And beyond that, you know, it's really more, there's more and more demand on the teachers every day, and them trying to coordinate this. What efficiencies and help will they get from this as well to make their life a little easier?
But this scheduling thing is a big problem.
Yeah.
It's still a big problem. And I think most of you would rather go to a marketplace, a course marketplace, and pick your courses, right? See it, and it's kind of cool. And when you come back, and guess what, you don't get all your choices. You'd be able to go back to the marketplace and go, all right, I can take this one and that one, come back, okay, this one, all right, I'm good. Really should be, the management course piece is really, the fact that you have a teacher who's, or a guidance counselor, that's, she's,
The
she
middleman.
is the, yeah, she is the, I don't know what this, I'm trying to come up with a word that's PG.
Yeah.
But she's the symptom of the problem. She's not the solution either. The solution is you shouldn't need anybody. You should be able to come up with a solution that's online, that schedules everybody. Everybody knows what their schedule is up front, and then it creates a file or an API and drops it into Focus.
Right.
Done.
Yeah, and so, right, somebody goes in, you're seeing your conflicts, you resolve those conflicts, however that might be, error reporting or what have you. So show us, that's one of the things that I did not say to you, show us that process, right? Take us through that journey, take us through that pain, right? Because there's many pain points that you're resolving here. You guys need to work with your mentors.
Okay.
If you don't get response, you need to contact me, because we are here dedicated to make you guys succeed. You know your stuff. You got a great idea here. You are going to be demoing at the presentation, right?
Okay.
The finals.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can.
All right, because we're going to touch and feel. We're going to, So one of the things too, to have in there is, to be able to take us through that journey on your app and website.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you have test user, or, test data in the system that you help us get a better,
Okay.
feel. Okay.
As the programmer, this is tough stuff. It's not simple stuff. So you gotta really take a look at just really the logic and the process flow and the data structure first before you even begin to program this. But I promise you, it's easier than it looks. But you need to really whiteboard this out and really, really figure out, okay, what are my what have I taken? Well, I have to check against what I've taken, right? And what are the if I'm gonna take this course, have I met the prerequisites? Right? And am I qualified to even choose that course? Okay? I can't choose a course I'm not qualified for, hopefully,
One,
so it's challenging.
I just noticed another note, sorry, make sure you address security, however you're
Yeah.
handling that,
Okay.
right? Because
Yeah.
your counselors are gonna have different, view of data to your students and that, and how you are keeping the sensitive data.
That not only the sensitive data, but if I'm in a course and you get to it first, can I break in and toss you out of the course? Take it, you know? Oh, you need to have authorization, you need access control. So
Address that,
I can't
right.
touch
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
You guys do have excellent presentation
Yeah,
skills,
you
though.
do.
Great job, I mean, really, really good.
So good luck to you. Like I
Thank you.
said, it's down to the final hour, and it's how much you really want it is how you're gonna shine. You got great potential here, and I'm really excited to see what you turn up in the final presentation.
I'm a mentor, not a judge. If you want some help,
It is on you guys, so
Yeah.
we do the offering, but you guys have to really put it in, right? A mentor, he's offered, if you don't reach out to him, or
That's
you
fine.
say, okay, I don't see him in base camp, Robin, you ping me, you say, can I
if
get
you
John
want my phone
onto my
number,
phone?
my email address, whatever I'm legally allowed to give you, I'm happy to do it.
Base camp,
Base camp?
yep.
All right, I'm really bad at base camp. Really bad at base camp. I signed up for base camp though, I did that,
So
that's good.
do it, because you guys deserve it, so do put in, it's not much more time, and it will really reap you benefits.
Okay.
Good job.
And they should be here, I don't know if they're being shy to pick you guys up.